So as I slowly go through the ciphers in Zetsuba no Shima, this reveals more and more information and concludes together our whole zombie storyline. Now we know in DLC 4 that map is going to be the conclusion of everything in World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 zombies. That whole map is going to fix all of the cracks, give us all of the information that we don't have about our zombie storyline. It's going to be very interesting to see how Treyarch finally put an end to this and put it all together, but also open up a new path of information that will leave us speculating about the rest of the zombie storyline for years to come. Now this cipher that I am going to be covering today finally closes up and gives us an end to a cliffhanger we have had for years, but also opens up into new paths for the future. As I said, I'm slowly going through the ciphers because I want to try and collect as many thoughts as I can to fully understand and explain these to you. So anyway, today's cipher we're going to be talking about can be found within the tunnels that are underwater in Zetsuba no Shima. If you just look on the roof, you will see it in this location, and once decoded, this is what it says. My name is my name. My name? Oh yes, it is Gersh. How long have I been floating? Minutes? Years? Where is now? I guess I can forgive Yuri. I quite like my new form. Where am I now? A city on fire. I know this place. Finally, I am home. So for those of you who don't understand the Black Ops 1 storyline or don't have knowledge of what took place over on Ascension, then the cipher may be difficult to understand, but I will try my best to break it down. So this cipher finally closes up a cliffhanger and gives us an end to something we've been wondering about since Black Ops 1. My name is my name. My name, oh yes, it is Gersh. Gersh, for those of you who don't know, was a Soviet or a Russian scientist and was the leader of the Ascension group. Gersh oversaw Project Thunder, which was a project to build the Thunder Gun, and also worked alongside Yuri on Project Mercury, which was a project to build the Gersh device. But Gersh soon got fed up of Yuri's delays and setbacks on the Gersh device and so transferred him over to rocket research. This involved Yuri, and as we know from his statements, blasting a bunch of monkeys into the atmosphere. Yuri wasn't happy about this and claimed his intellect was being wasted. Whilst Yuri was now working on his own at rocket research away from Gersh, he found a diary in some boxes pertaining to element 115, which he then experimented with in secret. Now we don't fully understand what happened next, but a child, which is possibly Samantha, began to take control of Yuri's mind. This was possibly due to him experimenting on the element 115 diary. This drove Yuri insane until he broke down, where he finally agreed to something with the child. Gersh noticed Yuri's increased aggression to the other scientist, as well as the fact that Yuri muttered to himself. This was possibly him talking to Samantha or the child. And so Gersh confronted Yuri when he found him working once again on the Gersh device and threatened to have him permanently removed. Yuri, not liking what he had heard, quickly retaliated and tricked Gersh into activating the Gersh device, which then sucked Gersh into a black hole. At the start of the Ascension Easter egg, we can hear Gersh talking to us. He asks our characters, Tank Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio and Richtofen, to help free him. And that is what we do at the end of the Ascension Easter egg. We free Gersh, but after that, Treyarch left us this massive cliffhanger. It was unclear what became of him. What happened to him? Where exactly did Gersh go after we helped to set him free? Well, now this cipher in Zetsuba no Shima is the continuation of the Ascension Easter egg and tells us what finally happened to Gersh and what became of him. He says, my name is my name. My name? Oh yes, it is Gersh. How long have I been floating? Minutes? Years? Where is now? I guess I can forgive Yuri because I quite like my new form. Where am I now? A city on fire. I know this place. Finally, I am home. After being freed, Gersh is now existing in an ethereal form. Gersh is now a soul that is wandering about the universe. And having lost track of space and time, he can only see his current location, hence why he says a city on fire by the river. Gersh says he can forgive Yuri because he quite likes his new form. He quite likes just being this soul that is floating about the universe. At the end of this, he says, where am I now? A city on fire. I know this place. Finally, I am home. And this makes perfect sense with what is supposed to be DLC 3. Gersh is a Russian or Soviet scientist, and as we know, our main character Nikolai is Russian. From Richtofen's notes, we know we are going over to Stalingrad to kill Nikolai's test subject. Stalingrad, one of the bloodiest battles during World War II, this massive city would have been on fire. This is also the home of Gersh. He says, where am I now? A city on fire, which is Stalingrad. I know this place. Finally, I am home. Gersh's soul has now ended up back at his home of Stalingrad, which is now called Volgograd, which is this city on fire. This is the exact place we are going to kill Nikolai's test subject. Now, at the end of the Ascension Easter egg, when we free Gersh, Richtofen says it's a shame I never got to meet you. So could this mean in some form in DLC 3 we finally get to meet Gersh? Whether we find his soul in Stalingrad, maybe that involves us actually putting him back into a physical body, into a physical form, whereas now we know he is in an ethereal form. Maybe this is Richtofen's chance to finally get to meet Gersh, just like he said he wanted to do at the end of the Ascension Easter egg. I mean, if Gersh is in Stalingrad and we are going over to Stalingrad, that really could be a possibility. But for me, that just closes the end of the Ascension storyline. We finally know now what happened to Gersh after he was freed. He became this soul, he became this ethereal form that is floating about the universe and has now found his home, a city on fire, which is Stalingrad. Hopefully you have all enjoyed the video. If you have, it's taken me an awfully long time to actually gather all of this information and do this video for you guys. Don't worry, I do have more ciphers. I'm just going to take my time with them because I want to do the best I can. So a like rating would be much appreciated. If we could go for the goal of 1,115 likes, it's a big one to set, but I know you guys can do it. It only takes a second. I know I say it a lot, but hit that subscribe button for more videos on my channel, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.